Hello, I hope you're safe and well no matter where you are in the world. This week I decided to make marshmallows but with a bit of a twist. These ones are for the adults and I guarantee these are going to be the best marshmallows you ever taste. It's a big claim, but I think so. So I made a gin-infused raspberry and rosewater marshmallow, and these are absolutely divine. The gin that I used was from Dun Alley Bay, and it's a Rosie Hip gin, and I made a puree with the freeze-dried raspberries. Now I get those from Very Fresh, and I add the rosewater in separately. Now, this does have gelatin in it, and I know I don't like gelatin, but this recipe did call for it. Unfortunately, the vegetarian one that I had, the alternative, wasn't very good for a marshmallow recipe. I'm still in the hunt for something that will set a marshmallow, and I'd love to make this with aquafaba as well. So stand by, I will attempt to make that recipe. But for the meantime, this does have egg whites and gelatin in it. I also have my candy thermometer go missing, which is odd. I actually don't know where it is, and I have used it before. So I had to revert back to a bit of an old method of testing where the sugar was at. And if you do want more information about that, I'm happy to share it, but I'll give you a quick brief rundown of what I did. When I put my sugar on to be boiled, basically I had a glass of cold water next to me and a teaspoon. I bring it to the boil, then I turn it down, and then I slowly boil it, bring it up to the boil again, roughly for around 3 minutes. And then what I'll do is I'll test the sugar. I'll take a teaspoon and drop it into the cold water, and when threads start to appear, that's when I know we're starting to heat up again. And then what I want to do is test it again after another minute, and when I can grab the sugar and form a soft ball, that's when I want to put my egg whites on to whip. The key is to be prepared for this recipe. And then again, I want to test another minute later or another 2 minutes later. And then once I'm able to form a hardened ball with the sugar mixture, then I'm going to take it off the heat. And then that's when I pour it into the egg white mixture. As I said, this is a recipe that you do need to be prepared for. So it's great to have everything ready to rock. So you're just literally transferring over. Otherwise, it can come undone pretty quickly. If you've got any questions, let me know. I'm so happy to answer them. Happy baking and have a wonderful weekend.
We're going to need some egg whites, sugar, some rose water, some normal water, gelatin, gross, glucose, some freeze-dried raspberry powder. I get mine from Very Fresh, and your favorite gin. First up, you're going to want to dissolve your gelatin in some water. Now we need to prepare our tin. As you can see here, I've already done it, but I will show you. I've just gotten a tin, lined it with some baking paper, and then grabbed some foil and just literally folded it in half and gone around the edge of the tin like so. Use some butter to kind of secure it to the edges so it doesn't flip over. Now we want to prepare our egg whites. We just pop it into our bowl and get it ready. Next, we're going to put our sugar, our water, and our glucose in. To get the glucose off the spoon easily, just coat it in a little bit of coconut oil. We'll pop it on the stove, and then we're going to bring this to the boil. Make sure that you don't mix your sugar, just leave it as is. I'm using a method with the cold water, as I mentioned originally. This is the soft ball that I was talking about. Now it's time to whip our egg whites. We want to put 2 tablespoons of sugar into our egg whites as well, while we're boiling the sugar and bringing it to a hard ball. Now that it's boiled, we are going to let the bubbles subside, and then we are going to slowly pour it into our meringue. We are going to then add our gelatin, and we want that to be put in while it's warm. Next up, I'm using my gin and mixing it with the freeze-dried raspberry to create a puree. Add as much or as little as you like. I used about half a bottle here, and this is where I'm adding rose water in just because I couldn't stand the smell of the gelatin. once you have made your meringue, get a spatula, and we are going to fold our puree mixture through the meringue. Now, I was going to add in some more raspberry, but this was a perfect amount, and I've just added a little bit more rose water in, and this combination right here is amazing. Once that's all combined, then you're just going to pop it into your pre-prepared tray and smooth it all over. Once that's done, pop it in the fridge and set it overnight. Once your marshmallow is ready, take it out of the fridge and remove your foil and get ready to slice it up. As you can see here, you can see the raspberry puree through the center of the marshmallow. I dusted mine off with a little bit of raspberry, freeze-dried raspberries, and these are ready to eat. These will keep for about a week and they're super delicious. The taste is amazing. Let me know if you try it in the comment section below. Happy baking!